Hi, kids. This is our classroom read aloud that we've been working on. I know we've already read chapters 1 through 7, but some of you may have forgotten what happened, as well as some of you were sick and missed chapters. So I'm going to redo by each chapter a separate video per chapter. And we're going to talk about the clues and the suspects, and we'll see what happens if we can solve this mystery before our detectives. Now, remember, I did not tell you what this is called. So it's just a mystery read aloud. Many of you have suspected the series that it's in, but we want to see if we can figure out the title for this book by the end without revealing it to you. So that'll be a little bit fun. Here we go. Chapter 1. An exciting thing about to happen. The tinkling of little bells woke Jessie Ellen up. As she sat there on the edge of her bed, she wondered whether she had dreamed the nice noises. She looked over to the window. It was very early in the morning. Her room was just beginning to brighten. The curtains billowed as a breeze blew through them. The bells sounded again, and then she remembered that her 10-year-old sister Violet and her had hung a mobile in Jessie's room the night before. It was Violet's latest art project while it was mobile making, but this one made noise. For Jessie's mobile, she had cut out pictures of amazing sights from all over the world. The pictures were glued to cardboard and then tied to strings hanging from a wire frame. Violet had added silver bells on strings to hang among the pictures. She had said she hoped that the mobile would give Jessie dreams of all the places she might go someday. Jessie listened to the bells, thinking it was almost like they were signaling her to get up. Soft footsteps sounded in the hallway as if someone was trying not to be heard. Jumping out of bed, Jessie darted over to her door and opened it. It was her first 14-year-old brother, Henry, and Watch, their dog. They were just heading down the stairs. Violet and 6-year-old Benny opened their own doors. Jessie noticed that no one looked even sleepy. "Why are we all so awake?" she whispered. "I was too excited to sleep late, but I didn't know why," Benny said. "I felt the same way, like something exciting was going to happen, and I didn't want to miss it," Violet added. "Why, that is strange," Henry said. "I felt the same way." Watch wagged his tail as if he were agreeing with them. They stood there for a moment until Violet asked, "What do we do now? It's really early." "First, we should go downstairs so we won't wake anyone else up," Jessie said. They went down to the kitchen. Henry filled up Watch's bowl with dog food. Watch wolfed it down. "I'm just as hungry as he is," Benny said. "What time is breakfast?" "Not for a while," Jessie said. "Mrs. McGregor thought we would sleep late since it's the first day of our spring break." Same timing as we have, isn't it? It's just before spring break. So interesting. Weather's probably similar. We'll have to see what happens. We still don't know if there's even a problem. And remember, good detectives have to figure out what the problem is before they have anything to solve. "Well, how long is a while?" Benny asked. "However long it is, I don't think I can wait," Benny said. "Mrs. McGregor thought we would sleep late since it was our first day." "I have an idea," Violet said. "Since it's finally stopped raining, it'd be nice to go outside. Let's make our own breakfast and take it out to the boxcar to eat." The Allens had their own boxcar in their backyard. It was a special place for them. After their parents died, they had been scared to go live at their grandfather's house, fearing he would be mean. The children had run away and found an old boxcar in the woods. They lived there until their grandfather, Alden, had found them. He was not mean at all, and he even arranged for the boxcar to be brought to his yard. "I like Violet's idea." Benny jumped up and down. "We can have a breakfast picnic." Jessie smiled at Benny's excitement. "We have some blueberry muffins I made, and there are some bananas. That would be a good breakfast." "Perfect," Henry said. "Violet, will you carry the muffins?" Jessie asked. "I'll take the plates and the bananas. Henry can carry the glasses, and Benny, that means you are in charge of the juice." A breakfast picnic inside. I bet you guys could do that at home. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Or maybe you do it for lunch. They took everything out to the boxcar, squishing their way across the wet backyard. They took everything that needed to come. There's something about this morning that feels so different, Violet said as they laid out their breakfast. Rain began to ping on the roof of the boxcar. It's raining outside for me today. Well, except for the rain, Henry sighed. Well, at least the rain makes the air smell good. It smells like spring. I don't know if I've ever heard so many birds chirping this late in the spring, Jessie said. Listen. It did seem as if their yard was filled with birds. The children were quiet as they ate their breakfast, enjoying the sounds of them. Sometimes I wish this boxcar were still attached to a train and that we were going someplace right now, Benny said as they finished their breakfast. I wish we could have an adventure this week, Jessie said. We haven't had any mysteries to solve recently, and I'm ready for one. Anyone heard of any mysteries they need to solve? So who do you think the detectives are? Something we need to figure out as readers when we're reading a mystery is who is the detective and do they have any sidekicks or just even one sidekick? No, Henry said glumly. I've even asked around. No one has lost anything or seen anything strange lately. It's like all the mysteries have been solved, Violet said, as she looked very glumly at Henry. Don't be sad, Benny looked around at his brother and sister. It's still the first day of spring break. Let's play a game. Everybody close your eyes and imagine where you'd like the boxcar to go. Where would you guys like to go? I have some ideas. But not right now. There are so many places it's hard to... A rumbling noise drowned out the rest of Violet's sentence. Do you hear that? Benny opened his eyes. Is the train moving? Henry got up and went to the door of the boxcar. No, it's thunder. Looks like it's going to storm again. Let's get inside before the rain gets too heavy, Jessie said. They collected the picnic supplies and got ready to run for the back door. Watch jumped out of the boxcar and then stopped. His ears perked up. He gave a bark and then dashed towards the front of the house. As he disappeared around the corner, he began to bark again. He's going to wake up the neighbors, Jessie said. Watch, Henry called. Watch did not come back, but he kept barking. We'd better go see what he's doing, Benny said. So the four of them ran around the house from the backyard to the front. Violet was in the lead, but when she got to the front yard, she skidded to a stop on the wet grass. The others nearly ran into her. There's someone on the front porch, she said. They could see a man standing on top of the steps, and he was looking at Watch. Watch was on the walkway at the bottom of the steps, looking back at the man. He was older, about grandfather's age, but he was really small with a wrinkly face and very silvery hair that stuck out from underneath his purple cap. When the man saw the Aldens, he tipped his cap at them and smiled. Violet noticed that his cap matched his purple bow tie that he wore. He had a silver hoop earring in one ear and one front tooth capped also in silver. Good morning, children, he said. Lovely day, isn't it? Jessie wasn't so sure a gray, rainy day could be called lovely, but the man didn't seem to even notice he was soaking wet. Sorry about our dog, Henry said to the man. Watch won't hurt you. He just barks at strangers sometimes. Ah, that's all right, the man replied. Understand, back when I was a pirate, I learned you can't trust everyone. Sometimes you need to bark at people just to let them know you are watching them. Benny's eyes opened wide. You were a pirate? The man's smile grew. Some people called me that a long time ago. Today I'm just passing out flyers. I put one in your door. He winked at them and tipped his cap again. Good day to you. He came down the steps and patted Watch on the head as he walked by. The dog wagged his tail. The Aldens watched as the man then strolled down the sidewalk away from them. Right before he turned the corner and disappeared from the Alden's sight, he jumped up and he clicked his heels together. I'd love to be able to do that. Not with the crutches. That was an interesting man, Jessie said. Maybe he was the exciting thing that we thought would happen today. Well, he was interesting, but now he's gone, Henry said. That's not very exciting. I wonder why he left us a flyer. Violet ran up the steps and pulled out a piece of paper that had been stuck between the door and the frame. She held it up for the others to see. The flyer had an image of an old storage trunk at the top and the words Redimus Curiosities, Antique Dealers beneath. Here's a picture of the kids. Well, Benny pointed to the next line. I can read the first part. It says we make house calls. I can't read the other words. Violet read it to him. It says we make house calls to appraise all your curiosities. I just don't understand that. What does that appraise mean? Well, it means to look at something and decide how much it might be worth, Henry told him. This antique dealer comes around to people's houses to see if they have valuable old things that might want to sell. A curiosity is an interesting or rare item. That old trunk on the flyer looks like the one we have in the study. So is our trunk a curiosity? Benny asked. I have some curiosities in my house. Do you have any in yours? Some old antiques? I guess it could be, Violet replied. I never think about our trunk because it's always been there. But Mrs. McGregor doesn't like it. It just takes up too much room. Mrs. McGregor opened the front door just then. I thought I heard voices. What are you children doing on the porch? Jessie explained about the picnic and the man with the flyer as they went inside. Well, did you let him in? Mrs. McGregor asked, because the floor's all wet. Just then, Grandfather came around from the kitchen. I've been looking for you, Mrs. McGregor. I let that fellow inside. He said he had an appointment with you to talk about cleaning the gutters. I didn't have any appointment with anyone. Why would he say that? Mrs. McGregor frowned. That flyer doesn't have anything on it about gutters. Jessie handed it to Grandfather. Look, Violet pointed at the floor. Wet footprints led down the hallway. They faded away about halfway down. Do you think he was trying to steal something? Benny cried. Should we call the police? Mrs. McGregor asked. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Grandfather said. I don't think anyone would steal something from us, at least not that man. Do you know about the business, Grandfather? Henry asked. Well, I've heard of them. They have a good reputation. Why don't we see if anything is missing, Henry said. Jessie glanced around the hall. Looks like nothing's missing here. Why don't we check the other rooms? The children split up, each taking a room on the first floor. I need a cup of coffee, Grandfather said. Mrs. McGregor, you look like you need one too. We'll let the children search the house, but I don't think they are going to find anything missing. Benny yelled suddenly. The trunk! The children raced and studied. Benny stood there pointing at the trunk. Jessie was puzzled. Why did you yell, Benny? The trunk is right in front of us. It's not missing. No, but it's been moved, he said. It's not all the way up against the wall like it usually is. Mrs. McGregor and Grandfather had come running in at this moment. She said, that old thing, I wish someone would steal it. It takes up too much room and it's hard to dust. And it's not a proper storage place for important papers. Everything gets all jumbled inside. But it's part of our house, Grandfather said. I can never remember if it was here or not when I was a boy. It always just seems to be here. It's been here forever. Oh, I hope someone didn't steal those, Henry said. Those passports that are in there. As he looked down. I'll check. Jessie lifted the lid. Oh, they're here, she said. Relieved at the sight of the documents. Whoa, what's that? Benny pointed at something wrapped in silver tissue paper in one corner of the trunk. I don't know, Grandfather said. Violet took the object out and unwrapped it carefully. Everyone crowded around to see. Inside the bundle was a tiny painted ceramic turtle. It had a black and orange design on its back. I don't remember ever seeing that before, Grandfather frowned. Do you, Mrs. McGregor? No, never. The housekeeper shook her head. That's very strange. May I see the turtle? Violet said. Grandfather's voice had become very serious as he looked at her and said, I think I need to make a phone call in private. Why don't you all get dressed and then come back down? And he motioned for them to go out in the hall. As soon as they were out of the room, he shut the door, so he was in the study by himself. Henry was surprised at the sudden change in Grandfather. Why did he look so serious? Let's do what Grandfather wants, he said. I think we may have a mystery to solve. So what do you think that mystery is? That's the end of chapter 1.